Welcome to Martech Legacy. I'm your host Varsha Sarkar, and the topic for today's episode is SEO Beyond Keywords Mastering User Intent and Search Experience. Our guest for today is Anand Kansal, who is the Director of Marketing at Locale.ai. Anand is a marketing and growth expert in B2B SaaS with a strong track record in fintech and martech. He has launched new products, expanded into new markets, and driven significant growth in MQLs, SQLs, and pipelines. With a strong experience across paid, organic, email, social media, and partnerships, Anand excels in building teams and scaling businesses. Welcome to our show, Anand.
Hey, thanks, Varsha. Glad to be here. Yep.
It's great having you here. So, starting off, I wanted to ask you how has the shift from keyword focus to user intent shaped the SEO strategies?
So let me actually start off with saying that, the ultimate goal of any search engine, be it Google, YouTube, Amazon, any search engine has always been to, surface search results which are individualized to each user and what they are looking for. All search engines have been trying to get to this stage. Most of them are not at this stage. Ideally, the ideal situation would be like if you search for something and I search for something, the search results would be different based on what Google understands about us.
Right.
So it's a journey in progress. So till around 2016, 2017, 2018, I would say Google used to primarily rely on keywords
Mhm.
as a way to understand what the user wants. But in the last few years, it has become much more smarter. It has started to include many more parameters beyond just what the user is searching for. Also, since Google connects with Google also owns YouTube, it's part of the same company, so they know what the user has searched for on YouTube.
Right.
They know what they know a lot of information about that person. Search results have become much more driven by what the user is and what they want rather than the words that they are searching for. So
Right.
because of this, successful SEO has changed. Earlier, if we wanted to rank for a particular keyword, we could get away with writing a very great article on a particular topic with all the right keywords in the right
Mhm.
place, and we could have it rank.
Mhm.
It used to be driven by, okay, what are the keywords, what are the content I need for this to rank for this, create a lot of that content.
Mhm.
Now that has become kind of table stakes because AI has also entered into the picture. So creating a lot of content, pushing out quantity has become much more easier, and
Mhm.
Google is trying to correct for that, trying to make it harder to rank and trying to include many more factors. So now you have got to understand what the user is searching for uh,
Mhm.
in order to rank for a particular keyword. Beyond just the search volume, you also need to see what are the existing search results and is there a gap in the existing search results which you can fill. And if you can satisfy that gap with your page, that
Mhm.
is a recipe for ranking on a particular keyword rather than just going for what is the amount of search volume for this keyword. Uh,
Right.
so focusing on the user intent and what the person is searching for, and then trying to satisfy with that intent in the best way possible with your page, that is going to help you rank and also drive relevant traffic, which can turn into customers.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that's the way how SEO strategies have shifted. Earlier,
Mhm.
we used to focus on just one part of the equation, what is the keyword. Now we have to
Right.
focus on both the keywords and what the user is searching for, what the user means when they are searching for this particular
Mm.
keyword.
Right. Right. So, can you share an example of how understanding the user intent has driven significant results in terms of search rankings?
Sure. So let me share a couple of examples. So I was leading marketing at this company called Outgrow back in 2017. So Outgrow was an interactive content platform where you
Mm-hmm.
could create quizzes, calculators, polls, and use all of this in your website and in your marketing campaigns. So one of the key strategies that we wanted to focus on was SEO. When I joined that company, we'd already seen some success with organic search, and we were getting some leads, but we wanted to double down on that. So one of the key things that we did, in the early days there was focus less on the overall search volume of keywords. We did not
Mm-hmm.
bother about selecting the keywords with the best search volume.
Right.
Instead, we focused more on the search intent. For example, so we noticed that people who are actually using the product, they have
Mm-hmm.
come with a very specific search intent, a specific intent on what they want to create using Outgrow. They're not like, I mean, it's not like they're saying, I want to create a quiz. It's like I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying I want to create a particular kind of quiz. uh,
Right.
to create like a real estate ROI calculator or an insurance premium calculator. So
Mm-hmm.
they have a very specific use case in mind. But all of these long tail keywords, they were not getting that much search volume, at least based on the keyword research tools that we had, like Ahrefs and SEMrush. And because of that, we hadn't focused on building content around these keywords because there was a very little search volume for this. But
Mm-hmm.
the user intent that people who are actually going to use the product will actually have a very specific search intent. Now,
Mm-hmm.
usually these keywords may not have that much volume, but cumulatively they have good search volume. And more
Mm-hmm.
importantly, there's very high user intent, and there is a SEO white space because nobody is creating content for this kind of long tail keywords. So
Right.
we started to create very specific actionable content around these low volume keywords. For
Mm-hmm.
example, we would write a blog on how to create a insurance premium calculator.
Mm-hmm.
We would include like what questions you have in that calculator, how to create the output, like what should be the formula
Mm-hmm.
of creating the output. Then we would
Right.
create a template using Outgrow of that calculator and embed that inside the blog. And we would
Mm-hmm.
also share a link to the Outgrow platform where you could
Mm-hmm.
sign up and use that template, which was already there inside the product. So the our
Right.
focus was if somebody is searching for this calculator or the quiz which they are looking for, and also
Mm-hmm.
explain to them how it can be customized and what is the best practices to create that
Right.
kind of calculator. We started to rank very well for these kind of keywords because
Oh,
we capitalize on the SEO white space.
right.
We did not focus much on the search volume, and we
Right.
focus on satisfying the user intent. And
Mm-hmm.
I think we were able to get to like 150 leads monthly using the SEO channel,
Oh, wow.
just by using this kind of approach. So that is
Right.
one example. Like I can share one more example. Like even
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the first 6 months of this year at Locale, we have
Mm-hmm.
tried to follow a similar approach, which has paid us, a lot of dividends. So
Mm-hmm.
we had this list of reports that existed inside the product,
Mm-hmm.
which we wanted people to sign up and use these reports in
Right.
their daily operations, in their daily work. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of doing blogs around these keywords, like say Amazon daily sales report or Amazon
Mm-hmm.
or Shopify returns report, those kind of reports. We created individual landing pages around these reports, which would create show a template of how that report will look, how to use
Mm-hmm.
it, what FAQs, like answering the FAQs for that report, and also
Right.
link to other similar reports which the user
Mm-hmm.
might have. So
Right.
we could have written blogs around this also, right? But
Right.
wanted to focus, but we thought about, okay, if somebody is searching for this, they don't want to read a blog about the report. They want a report which they can use immediately. So we wanted
Yeah.
to satisfy the user intent.
Mm-hmm.
Because of tactics like these, we also created a lot of like developer focused content where we
Mm-hmm.
focused on just answering the query first
Mm.
instead of selling our tool because we understood that developers don't like to be sold. They have a specific question and they
Yeah.
want an answer. Like
Yes.
something like a GitHub will satisfy
Mm.
their question. So we
Right.
wanted to build an experience like that for the
Mm.
user and not have him be like, okay, I've entered this blog on this company, and now this company is trying to pitch their product as a solution. We wanted
Mm.
to answer the solution in a more objective, unbiased. Even if you don't use our product, you can implement this solution at your company.
Right.
Basically, these two tactics are designed around the same core philosophy, what that person is looking for, and how can we satisfy that intent in the best possible way. Because of
Mm.
tactics like this, we have doubled our organic traffic. In fact, if you compare the last 6 months of 2023 compared to the first 6 months of 2024.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, these are the kind of some examples I can share.
Right, right. So, coming to challenges, what are the biggest challenges that you have faced when you're trying to align SEO efforts with the search experience expectations?
Right. So I think there are majorly two things. Number one, I would say as marketers, we are still stuck in the old SEO playbook. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the old SEO playbook is, firing up your keyword research tool, making a list of keywords, sorting them by search volume and keyword difficulty, and
Yes.
creating blogs on them. So there is very little focus on differentiating yourselves in the search results,
Mm-hmm.
from what already exists out there, finding gaps in the existing search results, and capitalizing on it by creating content which actually answers the user's intent in the best possible
Mm-hmm.
way. Right now, I think the biggest blocker is that an SEO person has to think like a more complete marketing person. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
there are people who have bridged that gap. and
Yes.
they are leading this industry.
Yes.
But most of us are not. So that is one. Secondly, from the I think I've worked with many tech founders, early
Mm-hmm.
stage founders, and they are not familiar with the latest trends are happening because it's
Mm-hmm.
not their field, right? They are mostly into the product side. So they also have very different expectations of how SEO will work. They also think that write content and it will rank.
Right.
Unfortunately, it no longer works that way. SEO
Yes.
has to become much more holistic discipline. The
Mm-hmm.
search arena is much more competitive than it was a couple of years back because of AI. That is one core
Right.
reason, because everybody can create content, right? No,
Mm-hmm.
there's so I think these are the two main things that you need to educate your leadership on
Mm-hmm.
what it will take to create good organic search channel. It's not
Right.
just content, it has to be a cross-functional effort with product,
Mm-hmm.
content, design, as well as distribution. So these channels have to come together. And I
Right.
think the companies who are leading in organic, who are really like
Mm-hmm.
upcoming traffic, they have a founder who gets it, and
Mm-hmm.
they have managed to align SEO not just with the marketing function, but as a cross-department function.
Right, right. Definitely, definitely. In fact, I think there is an emerging trend of many companies focusing on organic marketing these days rather than paid, which was the trend few years back.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We've faced that ourselves at Locale.
Mm-hmm.
Initially the idea is that okay, let's go for the easy way out. Let's try to hijack the search results by putting our keywords at the top. Firstly, it's become very expensive, and it will become much more expensive
Yes.
going forward. And secondly, there is so much marketing in front of people's eyes that people
Mm-hmm.
just naturally they don't want to click. In
Yes.
fact, if you're selling to like a technical audience, most
Mm-hmm.
of them have ad blockers on nowadays. Uh,
Yes.
so that's a big problem. And I mean, justifying CACs, and it's going to be much more difficult unless you have already a very strong brand and you have a very high ACV product. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so if you are a product in a new category, if you're a new player, I think organic is it might seem slower at the early
Yes.
when you start off, but as they say, when you start, you move slow initially to move fast. Uh,
Right.
on.
Definitely.
So yeah,
I guess you have to lay a very strong foundation. That's very important for emerging companies.
exactly.
So talking about trends, what emerging trends in user behavior you think SEO professionals should be aware of?
I think mobile is a big one. I mean, it's been there for a long while, but I still see most people not focusing on that a lot. Most websites and blogs, they don't read very well on mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Adoption of AMP pages is still a long way off, and most people actually discount the importance of mobile, especially in B2B SaaS,
Mm-hmm.
because most B2B SaaS purchases they happen on desktop. They don't
Mm-hmm.
happen on mobile, but content consumption still happens mostly on mobile. If you are thinking of SEO as a way to drive top of the funnel visitors to your
Mm-hmm.
website, you don't just think of, okay, this person is come on mobile, they won't buy my product on mobile. I mean, that's not the way to think of it. You have to think of, okay, these are the people who might be interested in future. I have to give them a great experience on mobile first, and then eventually, if they are happy, if they're interested, they'll come to my desktop website and sign up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is one. Secondly, I would say creating summaries of content. I think ChatGPT and Claude becoming a regular part of our lives. Users
Yes.
have become much more used to reading summaries instead of going through long form reads.
Mm-hmm.
But you still want to create long form reads because for the people who want to dig deeper, you want to
Yes.
create a detailed piece of content. You want to have it both ways. So
Right.
how at Local, what we have done is we have it all in mostly all of our blogs. We have a TLDR section at the top, which
Mm-hmm.
summarizes the entire blog in like a few paragraphs. Uh,
Right.
so this also gives the user a summary of the content
Mm-hmm.
at the top, is in case they don't want to read the entire piece. We have seen good results from this approach, both in terms of getting more traffic to these blogs, as well
Right.
as we've seen people engaging with those blogs when we look at the
Mm.
user sessions and recordings. So I think, yeah, creating summaries of content, creating TLDRs, creating TOCs, anything which helps the user navigate through the content much more easily. I think those are emerging trends, which I don't see a lot of websites having those elements on their website. So yeah, that is one. One more I could say is focusing on YouTube and video SEO. I think that is
Hmm.
the next big frontier of SEO, I feel.
Definitely.
It gives you more traction in Google search also. If you have
Hmm.
videos, especially on how to content, people like to consume videos more when they want to
Yes.
learn about something, more about something. And embedding those YouTube videos in your blog uh,
Hmm.
also helps them rank higher. Like
Hmm.
one sort of process that we've started following at Locale is creating multiple pieces of content in different formats for every
Hmm.
topic. Say we create a blog, we create a video around that blog, we post it on YouTube. We also
Hmm.
embed that YouTube video in our blog. We create a carousel on that for that topic and put it on LinkedIn, which leads back to
Right.
the content piece. So we are trying to address because people like to consume content in different ways. So we are trying to address
Hmm.
that by creating various formats of that
Right.
same topic and distributing it on various channels.
Right.
I'm seeing some early good signs from that approach also.
Hmm.
Seeing people come from YouTube, like we are seeing like 2 to 3 leads coming, regularly from our YouTube content now.
Right.
I think video SEO is going to be another big emerging trend, which a lot
Hmm.
of companies are going to be focusing on that in the near future.
Thank you, Anand, for sharing your valuable insights with us. With this, we conclude our today's episode. If you have liked it, then please do like and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.